morning, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, no cup of tea. However, I am going to get this reading done for you. And I want to tell you a little bit about something I found just a few days ago. You know, if you need to, you can pause and go get your own cup of coffee, cup of tea, bottle of water, whatever you need. Alright. Now that you're back, if you paused and came back, that is, I was at Top Deck Games a few days ago, and I found something very interesting. It was a deck of, there were only like maybe 2 or 3 of these. It was a deck of tarot cards. I'm not kidding. In a shop that predominantly sells Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, and, you know, tons of other RPGs like D&D and all that. But this deck was special because it was based on an RPG. Happened to be one of my favorites. None other than Shadowrun. And boy oh boy did I contemplate buying a deck or two, but $40 was just a little rich for my blood, you know what I mean? And this, if you've never heard of it, the best way I could put this game is, let's say you have a role-playing group that is getting ready to play a game with you that night, and you're running a game and you're like, what game shall we play? And some are saying they want to play Dungeons and Dragons, but the other half says that they want to play Cyberpunk, and you just can't get them to agree. You get both elements right here in this game. It's a sort of a dystopian cyberpunk world, but with magic and dragons and all kinds of other things. So still very, very fun, very cool, very sleek, and it came out, I want to say in 1980, the original? I don't remember. It wasn't very, very long after Dungeons and Dragons came out. Cyberpunk came out after that. And what Cyberpunk does is it stays strictly like Johnny Mnemonic or The Matrix and William Gibson's book Neuromancer, that sort of thing. Anyway, what do you think? You think my next opportunity I should grab that that Shadowrun deck? Comment down below. I think it would be cool to kind of give you a little bit of a cyberpunk edge to the tarot, don't you think? I think it would. It'd be fun for me anyway. I did see some of the images of those cards. They were beautiful. I mean, absolutely gorgeous. So, I don't know. I'll leave it up to you. Naturally, I can't put the stuff from Top Deck Games on my Amazon wish list. But then again, I haven't really looked to see if one was there, so I should probably be just a little fair. Anyway, let me go ahead and put all this down and let's see what we got for today. You know, some of us are still riding the intensity of that last full moon. You know what that last full moon was telling us to do? The hardest thing that any of us can do. Let our fears dissolve. Let go of the past. All very, very keen things that will help you move forward. Right there toward the goals that you want. Everything you want is on the other side of your fear, ladies and gentlemen. But we are now just out of a new moon. We are into a nice little waxing crescent. It's starting to build, and if you have not started on your manifestations, now is the time. Really, you can do it any time, but there's a card in the I think it's the Starseed Tarot. It says, trust the timing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, moon phases. The ultimate sort of timing. Let's see what we got. So today you are on Thursday, none other than Thor himself. What do we know about Thor? He is strong, he's reliable, he can also be hot-headed. He tends to kind of run into battle first and ask questions later. You know, find that balance, find where it is, because right behind Thor you are being guided by the Thing. We just recently, in the tribe of the Greyhorn Pagans, we had our first Thing, and it went well, all things considered. Bad pun, bad play on words, but I thought it was funny. But anyway, we can be a little hot-headed, especially when trying to reach across. It's hard. It's not easy. But if you've already let your fears dissolve, if you've let go of the past, you'll find it comes much easier than if you hadn't. For the spirit animal, here we are, peacock spirit, just let yourself shine. What am I always telling you people? Always do what lights you up at every opportunity, right? Don't let anyone else put you in a box. That box is not for you. You were never meant to fit in. You were always meant to stand out. Those that love and support you, they will push you. Yes, do those things. The ones that live in fear will be like, no, you must fit into this box. And if you're not powerful, ask why two polar extremes really want you on their side, or you're nothing without them. Getting it yet? We have the Magician. We have the Tower. The Tower's coming up again. And then we have Death. We all know what the Magician is. Mastery of those crafts. Having all those elements together. Alchemizing them into the core being. Alchemizing them all into you. But some structures are going to have to go away. Some structures in your life that you once thought were stable, they're not. But the foundations are. And you have to be willing to let go of those things that are no longer serving you. Ladies and gentlemen, let me pause here for just a second. Oh my goodness. So far this reading has kind of stirred something, and I'm seeing it right now, and I really need to get this out to you. And this is just a general reading. So if this applies to you, wonderful. If not, then I don't know who needs to hear this. But you're wanting that change, you're wanting those big moments of revelation, you want to move up to the next level, you want to level up so, as it were, you want to gain those experience points, you want to reach those milestones. Well, let me read you part of the synopsis of this. Alright, so here it is. The odds are against you. They always are. The other side has more people, more firepower, more money, more everything. What they don't have is you. Your brains, your guts, your willingness to put everything on the line to come out on top. Interesting how a little book, well, okay, it's not exactly little, but a book like this, that basically, these are the core rules of the game, describing what you are as a character. That's you. Today. You're ready to put everything on the line. You've put in the work. So why are you holding on to the past when... I don't know how else to tell you this. You cannot stay chained to the past, especially if it's a dark past, and expect a brighter future. It just doesn't work out that way. Let's keep moving. So, wow. Okay, here we go. The Dream Thief. The refusal of the call. You're being called. Why are you so resistant to this? I don't understand. I really don't. We're going to come back to that. You do have a door that's closing, though. That door is going to close. This is the part of your life that is complete. It is over. It is finished. All your work is done. It's right there. We had the Fool come up a couple days ago, letting us know we're about to embark on a brand new journey. And then we have the Wailing Tree with its reconciliations. I want to go back to that Dream Thief for just a second, because I've got to know what that one's all about. I really want a deeper look into that card. Your rejection of the path of fulfillment. Refusal of the call. And the Dream Thief is a soft and compelling seductress. Her only purpose is to keep you hypnotized by comfort and sameness. She wants to tell your old stories over and over so you don't evolve beyond them. Ask yourself whether you are reverting back to the familiarity of your origin story, of why you were wounded or when you were rejected. Do you talk about how your family molded you as a child without also acknowledging that you've already become someone else? Teaching from an old wound will never allow you a new adventure. Instead, bring to mind how you've already changed, remembering that you have new stories to rely and build upon. Do you want to move beyond the barrier of glass you've placed between you and the horizon? You can, and it's not difficult. Answer the call to a new adventure. Drop your resistance to sailing the uncharted seas of your potential. The wind will soothe and sing the Dream Thief to sleep so you can wake up and move forward. You are so much more than you know. Now is the time to express what is laying dormant. Your new adventure has already begun. We gotta talk, people. I know it kind of it went from a high point to a low point. Guess what? Everything does. But you chose to come here with your skill sets, your family, everything about your life to this point and beyond. You chose that. From before the moment you were born onward. We've also got that Wailing Tree I want to check out. Closing doors, I think we understand that. We do have to close the doors on the old stories. Shut them. So, this is an invitation to stay a while and regroup. This is a place for you to rest and allow yourself to say goodbye to what no longer serves. You may have been overdoing things, working too hard, putting too much effort into life with little reward, and if you've been considering making a change, now is the time to do so. One important thing to consider before you make any changes is that you need to allow yourself to feel your disappointment, your loss, and mourn what was and what could not be. This is a way to honor your experience. Give yourself time to consider all the gifts in it, to put proper closure on it, Really know what you've learned as you walk away from it and into something new. Even in the perception of failure, there is much good to be discovered. However, skipping the stages of loss doesn't get you to reconciliation any faster. In fact, you'll discover that you will have to come back at some point. So do it all now. Look at all squarely, honestly, stay with the feelings. Life is not either or, it's both and. It's this and that, not this or that. That's important to remember. So dive in and process it. Allow it to become a temporary travel companion on your journey. The feelings that this will bring to the surface will be challenging, yes, but like all things, they will pass soon enough and you'll be more enriched by the experience. Okay, learn to close those doors and walk away. It's okay to stop and sit beneath the tree for a little while. It's okay to let out a good cry every once in a while. Purge. Engage in a little catharsis. Got an old empty box from Amazon? Rip that son of a bitch apart. Do something. Get it out. Write it down. Rage out to your favorite music. Whatever it is you gotta do. Whatever it is you gotta get that out of you. One of the things I used to do when I was a kid, and even into my 20s and part of my 30s, load up a bunch of music on the MP3 player, grab a few CDs, grab a few tapes, stuff them in pockets, hop on the bicycle or just go for a walk. I used to go to some pretty dark places, and we're talking dark with no light. No surface light anyway, but you could see stars. Oh yeah, some of the streets were pretty dark, but you could see the stars, you could see the moon, it was beautiful. And doing that pulled me through some of the shittiest times I could ever have imagined. Times I really don't want to go back to, but I learned from them. And you know what? I do look back on them, even in all that pain and all the crap going on in my head. I look back on them with a certain kind of fondness. Because I remember all the good things about being in those darker areas I was walking. The moon was full, the stars were bright. It's a great piece of comfort there. Going to the runes, we have Ansus. You gotta talk about what you know. You gotta be able to relate that to others. You gotta be able to communicate. If you got a significant other, you gotta talk to them. You also have to listen. Right? We also have Barcano. There we go. We got some healing energy going on finally. And that Barcano represents birth and rebirth. But it also represents, it says femininity, but it also represents healing. This is a great card to come up. That wailing tree, it's pointing right at that. And we have Ingvaz. Ingvaz is masculine. And it's also fertility, but it's also unity. We're pointing right at that thing card there. Might be time to talk to somebody. Right? I don't care if it's your bartender, your priest, your minister, your tribal elder, whatever it is, whoever it is. Talk to someone you can trust. Relate those things. And if you're the one that is being sought after, you're the one that's being trusted, understand, you don't have to come up with all the solutions. That's not what this is about. This is about someone needing to kind of vent that thing. You don't have to fix anything, you just have to be there. That's it. That's the secret. That's exactly what it is. Maybe feeling a little on edge, but here's the best part. Some of you are going to absolutely shine through this, one way or the other. Even if you're the person that needs to get that out, you're going to shine through eventually, because you're clearing away all the darkness. And when you clear away all the darkness, something shines through. If you're the person being trusted, you've got to provide that light for that other person. They're in a very dark spot. All you got to do is be there. I'd like to thank you for joining me. I'd like to thank you for listening to me drone on and on. This was the big warning today. Don't let this take everything from you. And while this card seems very powerful, and it is, just know that it's outnumbered. If you're not powerful, why does that dream thief want to take everything away from you? Know that dream thief in your life? Yeah, it might be time to cut him out. I love you all. Take care of yourselves and each other. Always do what lights you up. And as always, my friends, family, neighbors, and acquaintances, shine on. You know, a thought occurred to me. As I'm doing a little cleanup here, I just wanted to point out something else. Let's just say that you put your softly singing dream thief and locked it into a battle with Thor. Let me ask your honest opinion. Who do you think wins? I'm asking seriously. Who do you think wins? I don't know about you, but my money's on Thor. And here's the thing. That Thor card also represents breaking you out of your rut. I really didn't have that thought come to mind until just after I quit filming. So I wanted to bring that little detail to your attention. And we have both male and female energy going. It's a good energy, but it has a warning. It's a very dire warning. And I've talked with some of you who watch this. I know some of you are riding that struggle bus and you really don't need to. You can get off at any stop. The walk's going to be long anyway. So it'll be a lot more fulfilling if you just get off that struggle bus. Seems like Thursdays have been kind of a bit of a warning, right? Think about this for a second. All that you could accomplish. Like look back at everything that you didn't. Just for a second. Do this with me. Humor me a little bit. Okay, so all those things that you didn't accomplish. How much of it was not accomplished because you were fearful? You're just like, man, I just can't handle that right now. Go ahead. How much? Now, think of what had happened if you had just overcome it for just that little split second. Because I guarantee you some of it was. Some of you kind of gave up on yourselves. Now, you're not disappointing me. You're not letting me down. This is the harshest truth I can share. You're letting you down. And let me tell you something. I can tell you from experience, letting yourself down, that would be worse than someone like me going, oh, I'm so disappointed in you right now. So the thing is, I'll get over disappointment in you. I'm a little too shallow to stay bummed about things for too long. But you're going to beat the hell out of yourself. And I'm going to be the first one to say, why are you doing this? Why are you beating the crap out of yourself? Knock it off. Because you shouldn't. Just because you don't know something now doesn't mean you won't know it tomorrow. And just because you can't do something right now, sure as hell doesn't mean you won't be able to do it tomorrow. And if you can't do it tomorrow, then just keep working at it till you can. Not much else you can do. Just get out there and do what you can. Do that little bit until it becomes easy. Then add a new twist and a spin on it. Give it that little bit of an edge. Do that till it becomes easy. Rinse. Repeat. You'll be much happier for it. That much I can guarantee you. Well, you're still here. Well, I can't be. So, for now, I bid you all a very fond farewell. I'll see you Friday. And if you show up on High Notes, I'll see you live on Sunday at 5 p.m. Alright? Love you guys. By the way, if you still think I should grab that Shadowrun deck, comment. See you later, people. Shine on.